Hello guys, welcome to ESL TV for the ESL. No, not the ESL. Well, it kind of is on ESL, but the RaidCall EMS 1. I'm used to call it the ESL Major Series. That's my real problem. I suppose it's technically the RaidCall ESL Major Series 1.
Yes.
So I was half right, half getting there. And we're obviously moving into the group stages. Group A coming our way today. I'm joined here by the lovely Paul Challoner.
Oh, thank you. Lovely today, is it? I think I'm a bit quiet, by the way.
Well, I feel like we both are, actually.
I think we probably are. Yeah, thanks very much.
There we go.
Yeah, that's a bit better. Yeah, Scoots is already shooting at you, by the way, for messing up. That's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Nice of him.
I seen his production last week. He wasn't all perfect, Scoots.
Right back at you, Mr. Smith. Yes, RaidCall EMS 1. We are in the playoffs. Yay! It's been like 5 weeks since we started out in the RaidCall EMS 1 with Cup 1 all those many moons ago with those people that we don't talk about anymore because they got kicked out. And then we moved on, and we had 3 more cups in between as well. And we're now at the playoff stages, the top 16 teams from the rankings, now in 4 groups of 4. And we had some crazy stuff on the RaidCall channel the back end of last week where the 4 groups were drawn, and then the top teams were allowed to switch around a roue. And they did switch around a roue. The last team to do the switcheroo thing was NiP, which they decided to choose Group A, which in theory makes that the easiest group. But easiest group for them, not necessarily the easy group.
I think it's really hard to call what is the easy group, to be honest. We can actually take a bit of a look here at Group A and B, which obviously we're going to be focusing on here. This week around Group A, of course, is NiP, Nexus, Alternate, and MyXMG Esports, formerly known as FaZe.
And then before that,
Wizards.
Yeah.
They actually, the team here that have not won a single game.
They haven't, but I want to put this into context, because someone else said to me about this a couple of days ago. How can Wizards get through? Well, the reason they can get through is because they played in the ESL Major Series last season. So that's why they got the bye, which then gave them the 10 ranking points. But to be fair to them, just listen to the 4 matches they had in their opening round. Week 1, Epsilon, winners of one of the cups. Week 2, Team Alternate, EPS champions in Germany. Week 3, Very Games, winner of one of the cups. Fnatic, Week 4, winner of one of the cups. So that's a pretty tough first round game for anyone, let alone Wizards.
Well, Group B as well is LDLC, Kick, ESC, Absolute Legend. I think that's one of the harder groups, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. I think Group B is for me, it's the group of death. I mean, I think you could probably argue that D is pretty tough as well, but I think there are 3 clear favourites in that group to go through of the 2. The same with Group C as well. But Group B, for me, is the group of death, mainly because we've seen flashes of brilliance from Absolute Legends. We've seen flashes of brilliance in the RaidCall EMS 1 this season from Kick Esports. We've also seen ESC on a high at times as well, though they've been mediocre in parts of this in terms of the cups as well. And, of course, LDLC, who are the only team right now to have reached 2 of the RaidCall EMS 1 finals, losing both of them, unfortunately, in Cup 3 and Cup 4. So, for me, that's a really tough group. It's hard to call which 2 would go through.
Yeah, and obviously today we're going to be focusing all in on Group A. And our first game, Ninjas in Pajamas versus Alternate, which, you know, Ninja clear favourite here for Group A. There's no real denying that one. I think second and third, the second position, obviously, is top 2 that go through to the LAN finals, which will be here in Cologne. I think that second spot is really open. And Nexus, Alternate, you know, even Wizards, even though they've not won a game up until now, they could actually pull off some surprising and say, we've not won until now, we've just been saving our energy.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I think, you know, the old Wizards team XMG as they are now, I think they're a surefire bet to finish bottom of the group, I think, in everyone's eyes. So depending on what happens in their first game will sort of dictate where we go tonight, because we're going to give you the first game is going to be NiP versus Alternate, the world champions against last year's EPS German champions, which we thought would be the better matchup for the first game. The next game, for me, is the pivotal game, because it will be Alternate versus a Nexus, and really you'd fancy both of those to beat the old Wizards team and notch up at least 1 win, which makes that the decider for the group. So we'll have to see how that one works out. But I think that's, for me, that's the critical game of the 3. And then when we get to match 3, we'll figure out all the computations as to who can go through and who can't, and then bring you the most interesting game. for the final game.
I'm just messing around a little bit there with the volume, so hopefully we didn't just blow your ears off. But basically, some little bleeder has been pissing around with my mixer here.
Really?
Which, they come in here, they do LCS in the weekends.
I don't know.
And because they're like, ooh, look at this, there's loads of funky sliders and stuff. We better move all these buttons around. Damn guy! I'm gonna put cling film over it next week.
It's those LCS guys.
Yeah, them scumbags.
Aren't you LCS?
I'm a little bit worried because they've put all the cables under my desk. Like, there's literally 1,000 cables under my feet. There's in fact a cable that's not even plugged in there.
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 cables not plugged into something. I'm mildly worried.
Well,
hang on. No, my mouse works. I'm all good.
Hopefully that doesn't mean bad stuff to come. Let's have a look, see what the admins say about the teams. It looks like we're almost ready to go with this one.
Okay.
So I'm going to tell them we're ready.
All right. Well, it's also worth pointing out, of course, that this first game, NiP versus Alternate, they've already met twice in the RaidCall EMS 1. They met in week 1, where Alternate went down 16-9, and then in week 2, in Cup 2, they didn't fare much better, actually going down 16-5. So 2 out of 2 for NiP. Is this going to be 3 for the win? I think it might be, but stranger things have happened, and NiP have already lost twice in this cup season, which is more times than they lost in 2012 entirely. So
online.
I know. I'm just,
But this is where it really starts. Yes, the cups were important. There was prize money and these points to get through to this stage, but honestly, they didn't mean anything really compared to what we've got here on the line, because the system is completely different. It's one night, 3 games. If you mess up tonight, then you're not going to be at those LAN finals with a chance of winning all that prize money.
You're right, and I tell you what, this is the sort of night where NiP are focused. They're not going to mess up tonight. This is the kind of night where they go, okay, lads, we need 2 out of 3 wins, but actually let's focus on getting 100% of the wins, and it will take care of itself. It will make a difference as well for the LAN finals as to where they will play. So they will play an easier team, in theory, if they win the group. So they've got to go for the win, and I don't doubt there'll be anything else. For me, as I said earlier, I think the second matchup with Alternate and Nexus is going to be the group decider as to who joins the Swedes in the LAN finals for me.
I'm rooting for ex-Wizards now. My
XMG.
My XMG esports.
Yeah, just think of CBID. And you'll think of my XMG.
What? I can't hear anything going on at all. They're very loud, XMG. If you were ever at a CB or a Gamescom, you know exactly what we're talking about with that one. So it looks like we're about to get ready with this one. Apparently, the admin's telling me that they're underway with the knife, so that should catch up here on GoTV in just a few moments. And the question is, Paul, what are we going to do for the knife today? 'Cause I've got no I've got nothing to hold over your head this week.
No, you haven't. So if anyone's got suggestions as to how me and Joe should do knife rounds this evening, as ever, pop it into the Twitch chat, or alternatively you can message us on Twitter. We are at Paul Challoner 1L and at Joe_Miller 1_.
Paul Challoner. So here we go then, knife round, gonna kick things off. Germans can't say Challoner, they only say Challoner for some reason.
They do. Go on then.
And, well, I'm just going to commentate it normally, because that's a bit of a novelty somehow.
Well, yeah, actually, you're right.
That we've not really seen up until now, as I'm going to switch on auto direct as well, because we all know that we're all rubbish. There's a smoke put down, which everyone's like, oh my god, who threw a smoke? You can't smoke. Smoke's not allowed, but at the end of the day, both teams can't see through it. So that's the, it doesn't really make that much of a difference. So now they've decided, okay, let's get back to mid, and let's just have this standoff again. As right, already getting stabbed. Forrest's actually going to be the first one to go down, but back and forth as Solid, I was going to say, going to be trapped in there. Only 2 men left now, but there's only 1 man left for NiP. That's going to be Get Right.
And he's got all 3, by the way, so far.
Who's running away with his tail between his legs. And he's dead. And he's dead.
Yeah. What are the more... No, it wasn't interesting. I was going to say it was one of the more interesting.
I flipped a coin before that, and Alternate won the coin toss. Coin toss.
The coin toss.
The coin toss.
I'm glad you didn't get that word mixed up when you did Friar Tuck. So, we are about to... Walsh Joe's thinking about that one. We are about to get underway in our first game in Group A of the RaidCall EMS 1 playoffs. Group stages.
They are technically called playoffs, but they are a group stage. So basically, we know it doesn't make much sense, but we didn't make that up. Hopefully, we'll I don't know, playoffs. call it. That's where we are.
Yeah, we'll end up calling it both this evening, so just forgive us. We really hope you enjoy the coverage tonight. We're back tomorrow night as well. It's a Tuesday and a Wednesday, which is a little bit unusual. We're usually Wednesdays and Thursdays. We've changed it up this week just to confuse you. And, not really, but Tuesdays and Wednesday this week. And then in 2 weeks from now, Group C and D. Not the nuclear disarmament group, it's Group C and D. And that will be with Joe, but not with me.
C and D with Joe, but not with me.
Yeah, there was a rhyme in there and I couldn't find it. I was a poet and I didn't know it. We are on the way. This is round 1, pistol time on Inferno. And just a little stat on the pistols before we get kicking off. 64.19% are won by T-side on all maps since the patch. So that Glock nerf didn't really help. And there's proof of it. Freiburg opens things up, picks himself up a frag on Sonic as the flashes come round the corner. They're going to blast in towards this bomb site right now and try and get the bomb planted at the goldfish pond. But no, M&L struck out twice. Brilliant shots from him. Was a second on Freiburg, was a headshot. Fifth Laren comes back in for the revenge frag as we stay with Auto Director getting the bomb plant down. And now Felix will try and come in round the back. He's got one down there behind the generator. Will pick up that frag on Forest. Now it's a 2 versus 2. Big pistol round this one. NiP, bomb planted, ticking away. Flash comes right round into ruins. That's a perfect flash from them. Now, smoke goes in. Flash gonna... They haven't. Get right, still waiting. Waits for one. Nails the first one. Can he get the second one here? First pistol round on its way to the Swedes. Bombs ticking down. This is not going to be going to the Germans. And NiP start as they mean to go on. 1-0.
Good start for them as well. Really solid round. I see that 2 kills for M&L. I mean, he was the only one that really offered much up in that round from Alternate there. On the back of the site, they flashed, taking that man out of the back, and I guess they figured that it was pretty much clear that site after that happened. He, did well. It's got to be said there as well. He did a decent job of holding what he was really given in terms of resources, but after that fell pretty quickly afterwards. This round, of course, we are going to be seeing better weapons for NiP. There's a couple of AKs mixed in. Galil's in there as Forrest. He's going to take out Felix for the first frag of this one. He did lose a lot of health in the process, but losing 99 health, not enough to get the other kill. You don't get any points for that one. Let's see then how this one all develops. Crystal going to have a peek here towards middle, spots one man, and actually did some damage in there. That was Fifferent. But that's probably, in the grand scheme of things, not going to make much of a difference. Let's have a look at Rack, who's in a position where nothing's happening, so thanks for that, Auto Director.
See, even automatons get it wrong sometimes.
Well, here we go. Flash is going to come over. The hit is on, and they're going to take down M&L first of all. He was a bit of a hero in that last round, but not this time around. It's now only Crystal remaining, 1 versus 5. If he pulls this off, Paul will shave his head. And, well, I don't think you're in much trouble with that one, Paul. That's why I can safely make bets to your Fifthler and finishes him 2-0.
I don't like this whole making bets on my behalf scenario, even when it is a 1v5 on an eco. Luckily for me, it was made against Ninjas in Pyjamas, who were fully stocked up with weapons. That just saved my hair, which was nice. Thanks, NiP. Round 3 then, and another save for Alternatives. Crystal tries to make his way into mid, just a little bit of chip off his health to 96. M&L's going to get the same treatment at the top of Banana. He's joined by Solek there as well. Some players lag, some don't. It's quite strange, isn't it?
Yeah, not
Still
sure what it's all about.
haven't quite fixed that GoTV issue with some players lagging, some not. Get right, just making his way through the White Horse to Boiler right now. He's going to pick up the frag on Rack here, no problem whatsoever. Headshot comes in. 1 disposed of, 4 to find. Playing this one a little bit slow. Just a bit of an anti-eco here. The boost up onto the balcony for Crystal was sussed out by Fiflaren without Crystal getting a single shot off. And 2 down, 3 to find.
He was just sunning himself on the balcony.
He was, just up there for a bit of a sun, bit of a tequila, bit of a chill. They drop a third. Bomb is about to go down on that B site, so this should be a safe round for the world champions. M&L now waiting out at CT Spawn. Picks himself up 1 frag on Forest, but Fiflaren with the revenge frag gets rid of him. So just Sonic left. Looks like he Just wants to hold on to his gun right now. Freiburg, I thought he was going to advance down Banana, but no, it looks like he's going to just check mid here. Get Right's waiting for any sign of any ninja defuse that might come in, but it's not coming. And Ninjas in Pyjamas are going to be leaders in control. 3-0 after 3.
Yep, 3 out of 3. Job done for them after Pistol. And now we're finally going to see what Alternate's actually made of. Whether they can put up any kind of, well, stand in this game. Because, obviously, up until now, I mean, you can't read into it too much after 3 rounds. NiP, though, the heavy favourites coming into this game, which I think when you say that pretty much against every team that NiP are favourites, because that just is the case. They are that good.
Yep.
As we do have Crystal with that AWP. In fact, double orb defense here coming out of Alternate, and it's going to be the first kill coming in there on towards Freiburg. Valuable first pick there for the Germans. But now, what are we going to see after that one? Crystal just running around there, and he's going to take his position on the right-hand side of the mid as the smokes come in as well. Solek, of course, will be open over towards Banana, and that's the real danger, that they're going to be able to lock off 2 major areas, the middle and that Banana. But if you lose that AWP in either of those areas, that opens the floodgates, the Swedish floodgates, as we are going to see Exist taking down Solek. That AWP not able to do its job, as MNL does bring one back. He's going to flash out, gets back behind the boxes. Exist is actually coming in onto him. MNL got to do a big job here. I'm not sure if he's spotted Exist. He has now. Gets the kill onto him, but he will fall here at the back just about. Forest made a bit of a hash of that one, but he got the kill nonetheless. It's now a 2 versus 3. Forest very much hurt. Get Right is there as well, though. And when I say 2 versus 4, it's kind of just more because of Get Right and Forest. We can't ever count him out with 12 HP as we say that. Get Right is going to take out Crystal. Rack now last man alive.
He's going to go for the ninja.
Smoke
here,
going in. Flash going to go over the top, and he knows where Get Right's position is. He is going to get himself on towards a bomb. Can he get the defuse off? Where is he? They're trying to knife him. Oh my God, what are you doing, NiP? Why are they messing around like that? I have no idea. And that is round 4 going to Alternate.
Oh my goodness. Goodness me. As soon as he threw the first smoke onto the bomb, then threw that flash up in the air, ran in for the second one, I knew he was going to go for the ninja. Goes into the smoke, gets the start of the defuse, and I think one of them knew he was in there, but they certainly didn't do their best to get rid of him until it was too late. Gun down in the middle of the defuse, but it did click off. And the German EPS champions from last season have got themselves on the board in their first bye round. It's 3-1. And, well, will that prove to be critical? We'll have to find out as we go through this game. 1 for 1 at the start of this match, so we're at 4 versus 4 right now after that mid-exchange. There was a grenade foul at the feet of Crystal after he disposed of Freiburg. Right, just defending this B bomb site right now as Forest comes around. They've got 3 men back halls here, so it does look as if this B site will be the hit point. Get Right goes in, gets the entry kill on Felix. Fifth Laren drops down to take out Rack now as well. Exist disposes of MNL, and they've fallen like flies. Only Sonic remaining. Bomb planted, 4v1, and it's game over in round 5. This one's going the way of Sweden.
Yeah, that last round just showing that even the biggest stars can sometimes bring their inner donkey out. I'm just going to run in here and knife him because he's only got 5 seconds, so if I mess that one up, whatever. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, might not really come to haunt
No,
him,
and early in the game as well. I mean, if this was later in the game, I'd be like, wow, that was pretty stupid. But this early in the game, 3-0 up, I don't know. I mean, yeah, it was a mistake, no doubt about it, but I like the fact that they're willing to have a bit of fun. I like the fact that they're showing some flamboyant Counter-Strike, and you can't take that away from them.
Well, yeah, you're right in that one.
Yeah, because otherwise we'd moaning, oh, they're so boring. Oh, we could have gone for the knife there and the ninja. No, it's so boring. They just killed him and got the defuse. How boring. So, I don't know. They can't win either way, can they? They're the best team in the world, so, you know, if they have a bit of fun as well, I'm okay with that.
Well, I'm sure Get Right and Forest will admit that they did, in fact, show their inner donkeys in that one. It's Crystal actually rushing down there. He's going to go head-to-head with Get Right, which, 9 times out of 10, it doesn't matter who you are. It's not really a good thing to do, go head-to-head with someone like Get Right. He gets himself 2 there as well.
And took both heads off.
Yeah, I would say head-to-head more like shoulders to head in the end. So here we go then. NiP just showing that, well, after what happened in round number 4, it's certainly not just Get Right trying to pick out seagulls there from the skies of Inferno. And they're going to try and hunt these final 2 men down who are hiding inside of that B site. All 4 men coming in from alternate. Solek going to be camped right at the back, which is like really an obvious position for anyone, I'd say, hiding in this B bomb site. And here we go. NiP going to come around. There's the flash put in. They now know where Solek's position is as Rak goes down, and they find Solek at the end as well. Great hunting from NiP.
Yeah, that's not good. Alternate going to be bereft of cash for round 7, which should mean a conversion for Ninjas in Pajamas to make this a 6-1. But count nothing out because pistols and ecos, in particular in CSGO, have been a lot more balanced than they were in either 1.6 or Source, or God forbid the Riot Shield infested CZ. Crikey. That one came out. Oh, hello. Rak and Sonic have picked up a frag apiece. That's what we were talking about. Forest and Freiburg both surprised. And this has turned round to become, instead of a 5v5 with guns, it's now a 3v5. And they've got themselves 2 AKs amongst those 5 as well. So it's more like a 3v2. It's still a slight advantage to NiP. But they also have to get the bomb planted. Less than a minute to go here in round 7. On an eco, that's for sure. MNL still trying to protect the B bomb site as the grenades rain down on top of them. They've all had a little bit of health chipped away actually, with the exception of Felix, who's now trying to go back in towards this bomb site. Bomb is about to be locked down. Sonic does pick up the first frag. Fifth Laren and Get Right come back though. Get Right's going to get himself a second in a row. Might get himself a third. No, Rak picks him off long range with that pistol. It's now a 2v1, all on Fifth Laren here. And Rak and MNL. I don't know why they didn't play. I think they were surprised by how easy it was to get back in there. Fifth Laren now trying to make his way over towards that bomb. And sees that it's down there. He's got 10 seconds to go. Now, is he going to go for the safe plant? He is. Rak's going to come in and pick up an easy kill. And Fifth Laren, well, you could argue why he didn't do the fake plant and come off that straight away. And knowing that they were so close to him, he knew he couldn't have got that bomb down, surely. And alternate pick up their second round, and it's on an eco, Joe.
Yeah, and again, that's a round where NiP should have come out on top. I mean, at the start, there was a 1 man behind the car, you 1 man across the side. Freiburg, you know, he just walked straight up there, straight through the middle of them. Didn't even check out where they could possibly be hiding, and Solek is going to go down there. He's done a little bit of damage, but not really as much as they would have been wanting. Here comes Freiburg. MNL will get the kill on him. Here exists, who's going to be sprayed down as well so far. MNL being a real superstar in defending this B site, and that gives us a 3-on-4 advantage. Alternate push going to come around here. Can MNL get away? Yes, he can. He's still alive. He's got the flash in there, and that's going to slow them down even further. Crystal falls in middle, and it's now 3 versus 3. Still a minute of the round to go. You can tell LDLC aren't playing in this one. That'll only be the last 5 seconds in a round where you get to see action. But it works for them, so what am I to pick fun of it? And NiP going to get themselves in here towards that A site. Still a little bit worried as a flash just drops right in front of them, which is not quite how they planned it. And here is Rak. Look, they've not checked balcony. How much more of an obvious position can you have in the A bomb site than the balcony? They've lost the bomb planter here. They've got 28 seconds to go. Forrest's going to go back around the apartments here. Rak is actually down in the big pit. Get Right picks him off. So finally we're back to a 2-on-2. Get Right gets himself the second in a row. Plant the bomb. 15 seconds. It's just around the corner. MNL is going to be there ready and waiting. Actually, Get Right is going to be shot in the back here by MNL. Can he get Forrest? Yes, he can. Brilliant play again from MNL. But again, NiP, I think they're not on top of their game here, honestly.
I think you're absolutely right. They lost those 2 rounds previously through their own mistakes. That round, There was a whole... It was littered with mistakes. Now, I don't want to pick on them. These are great players, right? And they're human. They make mistakes. But when they do something cataclysmically wrong like they did in that last round, you need to pick them up for it. Now, the first thing is this. Just where we're seeing M&L just there, Forrest threw a grenade which didn't go anywhere. It actually fell off the top of the roof, didn't hurt anyone. Then he threw a smoke which actually hit the chimney and came back onto him. Then they had the flash where they flashed themselves, and then they tried to plant without checking balcony, and then Get Right planted in quad when he knew there was a player left. So 5 mistakes in a row in that round. It's easy for us because we can see it from here and they can't. But seriously, some of those mistakes, you just don't see them from these guys, and that's what makes it so extraordinary. We're in round 9. NiP lead 5-3, but really, arguably, should have been 8-0.
Yeah.
So, is this a sign of things to come? Because if it is, a team like Alternate, who have played and played and played in Counter-Strike Go, will punish you if they're given the chance. And look at this, Rack again on balcony. Picks off Get Right, didn't even look. Crystal's going to get himself a AWP frag as well. Finally, Forrest gets involved to pick off Crystal at CT Arch. Solek then replies back, and again, the Germans have the advantage here. 4 versus 2. 4v1. Rack gets the kill on Exist. And this will be a gun round lost by NiP, and they'll be on a save. And it'll be suddenly 5-5 after this one. At the moment, it's just a round in between. And what looked like an easy, straightforward first game victory in Group A is now starting to teeter on the brink.
Well, Alternate are no slouches. I don't want to take anything away by focusing maybe more on what NiP have done wrong in this one. But Alternate, they've not really done that much special. No. As you said, their positions have not been, hugely innovative or anything like that. They've come up with some brilliant singular performances,